channel is dedicated to bringing live performances and events to audiences around the globe.
Perform in Weill Recital Hall at Carnegie Hall. Opportunities for soloists and chamber musicians are available. Opportunities to perform a concerto with the New York Chamber Players and Orchestra Manhattan. Opportunities for composers to have their works premiered. New, an opportunity to have your string quartets recorded on an album produced by Cicciarone Music and Arts. Receive a press interview and be featured on our live internet TV series. Everybody who auditions receives a session with our tech experts to ensure you the maximum quality of presentation from your own equipment. Auditions will be hosted live online throughout the entire season. After your audition, stay online to receive your personal performance evaluation and a chance to speak with our esteemed judges.
You intend to do all the right things, and you do them.
And I see you being very much aware that when your body moves, the sound flows.
It's like I never heard it before. I was like, oh, okay. So thank you.
There's more. Whole Orchestra is back. Audition to be a featured artist in Florence, Lviv, Cairo, the Philippines. The possibility to take part on a professional recording with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, and a chance to link up with Price Attractions, a professional artist management company. Visit our websites for more details. WholeOrchestra.com, SoundEspressivoCompetition.com, or ProgressiveMusicians.com. So that's opportunities to be featured in New York City and all around the globe. Have your works premiered on a professionally released album, press interviews on the live internet TV, evaluations from musical experts, professional management opportunities, and so much more. Take that next step forward and reach toward your opportunity to receive world recognition as a musical artist.
We heard 7 artists tonight, and each one was fantastic.
It all starts by filling out that application on one of our websites.
Welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live programs. Thank you for joining us again today. Our channel is dedicated to bringing live performances and events from international artists delivered to audiences from around the globe. I am James Welch, and I'm your host today. Today we are presenting the Gala auditions. Musicians are auditioning for an opportunity to perform in Weill Recital Hall at Carnegie Hall in Gala concerts in New York City. Auditionees from many countries are seeking guidance and support from the judges through live comments, which you will hear after each performance today. So now a little bit about each company, Progressive Musicians, is an organizer of many competitions and concerts in prestigious venues like Carnegie Hall. Price Attractions is an artist advocate management company. And we have Cicciarone Music and Art. They are boutique classical music agency, distributor, and publisher based in the Netherlands and Italy. And then we have the fabulous Sound Espressivo, which we have a wonderful trailer to present with. Enjoy.
No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound Espressivo Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.
And those are the producing companies of these events. But we have so many partners that have given us so much support. And when I say support, I don't necessarily mean financial, because there's resources, there's just volunteer time, there's a lot that is invested into these organizations that goes way beyond money. It takes a village to make these things happen. And these are many of the organizations who has helped contribute to the greatness that we can produce and bring to New York and the stages around the world. And thank you, supporters. We are streaming live on multiple platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Vimeo, LinkedIn. If you like what you're hearing, leave a comment in the chat, and one of our tech wizards can actually put that up on the screen and we can answer it. We love the interaction. If you just have something nice you want to say about somebody's performance, go ahead, leave a comment. We'll make sure they get it, and we'll have a great time here. There are no restrictions to how many auditions people can take, and there are opportunities for every stage of development and every aspiration with us. Last year was a season full of exciting presentations of cold orchestra soloists in orchestras from different countries. And this season, we are growing. We invite musicians, educators, publishers, media managers, artist managers, and many others to share their insights to help musicians and everyone navigate the modern and frankly very confusing world of music. And all of our participants can participate on our Music and Musicians Around the Globe series. That's part of the package that we offer, where you get a press interview and a spotlight on our regular internet TV series. So selected musicians today will have that opportunity, as well as the opportunity of performing at Carnegie Hall. So we're very excited about this, and we're looking forward to getting started here. I'd like to point out, though, that we do show other shows other than auditions and spotlights of musicians and interviews. We have been showing the last couple of weeks excerpts of a concert from Florence, Italy, under the baton of Maestro David Wroe. And here's just a little clip to show what's been going on there. Enjoy. Much more to come from that, and many more concerts to come from that as well. We have a concert that we have yet to show all of from Cairo, Egypt, and we had a concert in Zlín, Czech Republic, and just all over the U.S. We have more to come in Boulder and Paducah and all these places. So stay tuned, because it's all going to be delivered here. So we need to get started with auditions, but first we need to introduce the judges. We have 3 of them with us today. They were with us this morning. They were fabulous, and we have them back this afternoon. The first one being, who's the first one that we have up here? Dikran Atamian, founder of Price Attractions, a pianist, artist manager, now known as Jack Price, and he is the first prize winner of the Naumburg competition, and we welcome him here today. Next, we have Nvart Andreassian from Armenia. She's a wonderful conductor and a prize winner of many young conductors competitions, and we welcome her here today. And last but not least, we have Maestro Giacomo Franci from the New York Chamber Players. He is the founder and music director. He is a conductor and pianist, and he is known for the world premiere recording of Igor Stravinsky's completed piano works. So we welcome the judges here. We have them all here with us today. Welcome. How is everybody?
Good.
Yeah. Jack Price, we welcome you back. Nvart, we welcome you back. Maestro Franci, we're happy to have you. And we had quite an interesting session this morning. I mean, we had a wonderful accordionist and then a wonderful pianist. And we're always, it's always neat to see the responses that we get from each musician and just reactions. I mean, I thought that accordion was definitely unique in many ways. And have any of you ever seen a push button accordion before?
No.
I think that was my first.
I'm having trouble.
You know, I mean, it's really, you know, it's usually with the keys and all that. I never knew that existed.
I did see it.
Yeah, where have you seen one before, Giacomo?
Kind of a while ago, in Italy, they used a kind of instrument with liscio. I don't know. It's a different kind of music for dancing. It's like ballroom music in Italy.
Ballroom.
So yeah, I saw it there, but it's not for classical music. It's the first time I saw that instrument.
Indeed. Yeah, it's not too common in the United States anymore, unfortunately. It's such a wonderful instrument. Yeah,
and then it's similar to another kind of accordion. I read one soloist with the orchestra with bandoneon that has also push button, but is a different kind of instrument.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that was definitely my first, and it was a dazzling first. Well, we're happy to have all 3 of you back here, and I think that we're ready to go with the first audition. So, are the judges ready?
Ready?
Yes. Come on, yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah. All right, that's it, Jack. All right. Okay. Oh, I think that gong was for me. Okay. Oh, and there's so much more show to come. All right. Okay, that's my cue. All right, I get it. All right. So first up, auditioning is Sophia Ghazaryan playing Chopin's Nocturne in E-flat major. Sophia, we are happy to have you in the studio. Toi toi, the stage is yours. Bravo. Well, that was a beautiful way to start off our afternoon here. Congratulations on a fine performance, Sophia, and welcome to our stage here. We're going to open it up to the judges first, and we're going to have Jack Price go first.
Hi, Sophia. How are you? I enjoyed the performance. You have, I think, some good potential, but I think you have to start thinking about literalness, you know, what's in the score versus what you have to say versus what could possibly be. The playing was a little literal. It's a little straight. You're doing exactly, perhaps, I haven't looked at the score lately, but you're doing exactly what's in the score, and that's not quite enough. You have to think of one thing in particular, that the dynamic changes you made were very, I would say, a little bit abrupt, going from very soft to very loud. It needs to be more, in my opinion, homogenized, you know, like transitions have to be smoother, you know, instead of all of a sudden super fortissimo on these octaves at the end before the all that stuff. You need to prepare us for that. It's not like a subito thing in Beethoven where, you know, something is sudden. After all, he was the master of the subito, but, you know, Chopin didn't really do that, not entirely anyway. I have a question. Were you using the soft pedal at all?
Yes, I was.
You were using it. Okay.
Yes.
I think in terms of your using the soft pedal judiciously, that can use some work, because at times I didn't look to see if your foot was on the pedal, or I couldn't tell. Sometimes the sound was not as controlled as it could be if you were using it in flutter kind of gradations rather than floor the soft pedal or lift the soft pedal up or put it in the middle. You need to, like, you know, vary it. There are many, many levels, right? Because your foot can do a lot of things. Okay, same with the damper pedal. So you need to filter out some of that sound with both pedals. I found that the pedaling was a little too cut and dry also. Not enough flutter damper, and the soft pedal was, I don't know, I couldn't really tell. It seemed like sometimes it wasn't being used at all, and then other times, you know, all of a sudden it was a very soft tone in the middle of a phrase that didn't make a lot of sense, all of a sudden becoming soft. In other words, sometimes the dynamics didn't make sense given the texture and the context of that particular passage. Okay, like that one dolcissimo passage, it seemed, and that's another thing I wanted to say, is in these dolcissimo passages, as you know, like in Beethoven, he has groups of 7 or 13, these weird groupings, right? You have to divide those up harmonically. Okay, you can't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, this kind of thing. Those passages have to be divided up according to the harmony. You have to feel them. You can't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then group the next 6 notes together, you know, randomly. You see what I'm saying? You have to feel that grouping. All of a sudden you would go fast at the end of it, and it would start out slow. So we have to make sense of all of these elements. You know what I'm saying? That's what interpretation is. I mean, it's not really executing what's on the page, it's interpreting what's on the page. Okay, so that in general, that's all I had to say. But I think you have a lot of potential, and I'd like to hear more from you, actually. More pieces, different styles. Congratulations. Sure.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jack. Let's move on to Giacomo.
Yeah, congratulations. I can feel that you can communicate a lot. I can behind behind the way you play today, and you are very young, so you can improve a lot. I can feel that you want to say something more than what you maybe were able to say today. So there is a lot of room to go. So I think so. This is the way I like the Chopin. So the best note of each can be a little bit more in evidence, like you have done. But I'm having a little problem with the chords. So the chords of the left hand kind of too heavy in general, and your right hand doesn't have freedom to phrase because the left hand is pushing you. So if you manage to lighten up the wrist going up, so bass, chord up, then bass. If you develop that technique, you have much more freedom in the right hand to express the phrasing and do more homogeneous, we say in Italian, like more fluid way of phrasing, and I think your playing of the nocturne would improve a lot that way. And so if you do some improvement in that sense, then it was a little bit square also. I couldn't hear much rubato. And play rubato in Chopin is not easy at all. It has to be done with taste and so forth and so on. But I think that the starting point there is the left hand, lighten up those chords and having more freedom in the right hand to have a bigger range of dynamics and expression. But brava, I enjoyed it, and I think there is a lot of room for you to grow and to do very, very well.
Thank you, Giacomo. And last but not least, Nvart.
Yeah. I will not repeat what my colleagues said, but I will just tell you something. I see you are young, you have way to go, but something very important that you must know since now, that you mustn't confuse styles. This is Chopin, which means romantic music. So you have rubatos, you have balances between left and right hand, and you mustn't confuse with Mozart. Yeah, play straight like this, and Beethoven change harmonics. It's not the same. That's what I want to tell you, because I think you can do that, but it needs not only the maturity, but you must already sit in front of the score and think about that.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nvart. Sophia, you have your judges' comments. Is there anything you'd like to mention or ask the judges?
Also, my grandma. Thank you for listening to my performance, and thank you for giving me these comments. I will definitely make sure to work on everything.
Wonderful. Well, it's our pleasure here to offer this. Jack, go ahead.
Who's your teacher, Sophia?
My teacher is my grandma.
Oh, wow. Ghazaryan,
in the family.
Fellow Armenian. So where do you live?
We live in...
I am the teacher. Hello.
Oh, hello, Grandma.
Oh, yeah. Very nice comments, actually.
Where are you broadcasting from?
Los Angeles, California.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You're
wonderful.
near me then. Oh, that's interesting.
But I have graduated in Armenia back in conservatory.
Yeah. You mean Los Armenios, right?
Yes, Los Armenios. Exactly. Exactly.
That's what we call Los Angeles.
That's what we call, yeah, that's right.
Wow, I learned something new today.
No, there are two, James, there are two full neighborhoods near Plymouth Road in Hollywood that are all Armenian families.
Oh, wow.
I knocked on every one of their doors once a long time ago.
Yeah, and then you ran away?
No, I just didn't believe my aunt that every one of the houses was Armenian. So I was very young. So I just knocked on it. I said, "Are you Armenian?" And they go, "Yes." And then I went to the next one that yes. And then it was,
oh, wow.
It was a yes every time.
It sounds like something I would have done, but I probably would have rang the doorbell and ran
James,
away.
You would have.
Yeah,
you probably would have.
Yeah, it would have been funny that way too. But no, I think your way is better.
Thanks.
Wonderful. Well, Sophia, it was great to have you, and it's great to meet your teacher there. I mean, congratulations to you as well. This is just a wonderful thing that we love to offer everybody, and we hope to hear more from you in the future. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Before we continue, I'd just like to mention we do have other shows, we were mentioning the Florence Orchestra earlier, but we have a regular show that will be coming back to the series soon, called The Magnificent Nine. And it is a series of episodes based on very in-depth lectures of all the Beethoven symphonies, lectures given by Lawrence Rapchak and produced by the Architects of Music. And so we've been showing it on Thursdays and Sundays, and so just watch for that to continue soon. We have a short trailer, a short clip from one of the episodes that's just really neat. Enjoy. Such a fun thing to listen to as well. But these episodes that we'll be continuing with feature our own Chris Au and Anna Ouspenskaya as they give their educated perspectives on top of the lectures. And it's just a fabulous, entertaining thing to listen to. And substitute teachers, it's great to show to classrooms where you're out of an activity, or just regular music teachers. They're all around a half-hour long, perfect classroom time. Flip on a video, take a break, and still be educated. And I highly recommend it. They're just wonderful. So please stay tuned to our channels and check that out. Hit those subscribe buttons, ring that bell, and you'll be notified. Ooh, new Beethoven is on. And you can always search back through our videos to watch previous episodes, because what is YouTube? It's the world's DVR. Nothing ever goes away. So tune in for that. Okay, let's continue with our auditions. We have one more this afternoon, and it is Denise Crespo, a conductor. And we'll be watching 2 video clips of her conducting the Bennett and Rogers Guadalcanal March and the Rodgers and Hammerstein Overture to the King and I. And we welcome Denise to the stage. Toi toi. Well, that was a fun way to end our audition day. And Denise, welcome to the studio. Bravo.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Sure thing. Tell us, what orchestra was that?
This is the Trinity Chamber Orchestra, Washington, D.C. It's a community orchestra based in Bethesda, Maryland.
Oh, wonderful. And how long have you been with them?
I was appointed at the beginning of the pandemic, so we had to cancel for the first 2 years. And I was still studying at the Catholic University. And as soon as they opened, I started actually getting my hands onto real conducting for the first time. So
wonderful.
That was 2020.
So how long are you conducting?
This will be my second full year.
Okay. Wonderful. Wow. Well, that was so much fun to listen to. I mean, I have vivid memories of myself playing the cymbals in that last one there about 20 years ago. It was just brought me back, but it was just fun music to listen to. Bravo. And I'm going to turn it over to the judges here. Giacomo, how about you go first?
Yeah, congratulations. So I think generally speaking, I would say you're pretty clear with the gesture. I have a couple of remarks to do. For what I could see, you were pretty much far back there. I think the beginning of the first piece, when you close the orchestra, was kind of abrupt and was not too clear. Also, when you start a downbeat, if you start a downbeat like this short, then the orchestra is not able to, it's better to give it a bigger move in order to be clearer. So that's the very beginning of it. Then when you get the four beat was pretty much fine. And also when you have change of dynamics, also if you can show that is not just keep on going the same, but if it's softer, doing it smaller movement, if it's stronger, you do some ending. They were very good. You were very decisive. I'm talking about also during the piece. For what this was about the first piece. The second piece, I found that sometimes you wanted to address the basses, and you were kind of changing the beat. I wouldn't do that. Just keep on doing. You want to address the basses, you just move your body and you use your left hand for what you want to communicate to them. Yeah, another thing, the violin session right after you had that bass in the second piece that is in evidence. The violin session, they were not together. So usually what do I do in rehearsal? I make them playing slower, to find the togetherness. They were not together. Yeah. But anyway, generally speaking, you have definitely talent, and you can improve on all of that and do much better. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Giacomo. Okay, let's move on to Jack.
Yeah, it's good. But I know you were far away from us, in terms of proximity. But what really matters is what's coming out of the orchestra. And what I don't understand from conductors in general, and you can explain this to me maybe, Giacomo and Nvart. I've asked this many times, of course, but don't quite get a satisfactory answer over the last 68 years. I'm going to ask you, why everything in dull strict time? Why can't the orchestra play as one? Why? That's my question. I find that even Zell at times, Dorati was different. Certainly Chalabadachi and Carlos Kleiber were far different. But most conductors are interested in being together, not just the orchestra together and lined up vertically, but with a soloist or oratorio for four singers, whatever, opera, you know. And like my friend Rico Saccani says, you know, if you feel it, you'll be together. So, what is the problem with dull, strict time? Everything is absolutely martial. It's like we're in a, you know, a North Korean army video. You know, I mean, come on. I mean, is this dial a joke or which you know blank do you want to speak to if it's Jake's Mule Barn? Okay, so the thing is, joking aside, this is critical to me. I find that conducting, the guy that told me, this guy Valentine in the Honolulu Symphony said, hey, Jack, I can get a monkey to do that. I think he's right. Because, you know, if you're going to do this in dull, strict time, and this is, I guess, a little provocative for the show, I don't know, but I don't get it. I just don't get it. What happened to expansiveness and feeling the harmonies and phrasing and, you know, holding the note as long as you can and then tagging it and then going on? I mean, these are just basic 101 musical concepts, yet I just hear everything. It sounds like a Sousa band, you know, like why? Explain it to me.
Can I explain?
Yes, please.
Go ahead, Nvart.
And
Okay.
I would say more than explain, enlighten me, because I want to be enlightened.
Okay, just a minute. When you say to a pianist or to a singer that try to play between notes, you remember that?
Yes, I do remember. I have total recall.
What is also the same for the conductor, means that if the conductor is just beating or stroking, there is no music between beats. There is music between beats. As for the pianist, between notes, between, as you say, yeah? And this is very important because when you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, this is what? It's
boring.
Nothing. Of course. As Celibidache told to us, his students, that you play music between notes, or you play music behind notes on the paper.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What does that mean? Behind notes on the paper.
So you have the notes, yeah.
Yeah.
Black notes. You see just notes, and you think that it's enough to play what is written like that. So you must try to find the meaning behind black
the notes
signs. Okay.
Isn't that what I just said?
It's exactly what you say. Exactly.
Yes, I think you're repeating what I said, but you are not explaining why.
I don't repeat.
Oh, let's just have an all-out debate. Since we have all the time in the world, what the heck is going on with conductors? What is going on?
Can I answer? Can I answer? Because
yeah, you answer.
Okay.
Don't forget, I'm listening. I'm listening to every word you say.
Yeah.
But if you let me talk, I mean, I will start talking.
I will.
Okay. The main problem is I see the musicians, when a conductor conducts, have in front the score, and they focus a lot about the score. Then the conductor is someone waving their arm there. Okay. So the first thing for them is what's written in the score. Now, why often, like you say, there is this kind of machete. If I interpret well, you are talking
Machete, yes.
Yeah, machete way of conducting, because most of the time, beside the capability of the conductor, of course, then they will get like a long story, but it's also the limited time of rehearsal. By having limited time of rehearsal, you want to address those more issues that come right there, and going more into depth with different, more sophisticated phrasing, all that takes time. And you have a series of pieces to do in a certain time, and if you don't do it, everything falls apart. There is no concept. There is no. This is my point of view. I know, Nvart, you don't agree.
I will explain something else. This is not a problem to have time in the rehearsal or not rehearsal.
For me, yes.
This is not true. During 30 years, I am more than 30 years. I'm a guest conductor. I've always less time than the chief conductor. That's like that. But if the conductor has a conducting techniques, and understood that between notes, between beats, there is something else, it is his job. But this is not a question of rehearsal. And then during the rehearsal, if the conductor is very, very sure of his techniques, of his musicality, of his music, of his knowledge of the score, it can work, even in a short time. You don't need 100 hours. You don't need that.
I agree with that.
It means that this is a problem of techniques, conducting techniques. And now we are in a moment of our musical life that conductors has no techniques. It's I don't know how can I say that. It's
I think it's something even deeper. Technique.
Of course,
I think they don't. No, I think they don't have anything to say. It's way deeper than that. Technique. First of all, facility is not technique. A lot of them, memorize the score, blah, blah, blah. Where's the music? Where's the music?
Okay.
Where is it? I don't hear it.
You are a pianist.
Okay.
I'd
like to rein this back. This is a great debate here. I'll come back to you, Nvart. Just 1 minute. I just like to rein it back to comments about the performance, and we can do a conductor debate a little bit later.
Okay.
But let's come back to Nvart so that we can finish this up, because we're going to run out of time.
Okay. You have chance. What was your name? I cannot see.
Denise.
Oh yeah, Denise. You have chance. You have a chance to have an orchestra. Yeah. Right.
Yes.
So, and at what I see, you were very far from our vision, but I focused on you and I saw many things. Excuse me. I will be very rude. You are just beating. And you hope that they will, because you beat, they will play together. But it is not. Because when the first violins doesn't play together, you are just going on like this. But you must lead them to play together. It's not a question of rehearsal. You must lead them. You must help them. It can happen. Then, when there is a rhythm in the orchestra, with brasses, you keep the rhythm, and you stay in charge with them. You help them to be rhythmically on place, and others will be play. It will come on like this. You do this, you see, you see, and the music will come on, but it is not enough, because you just do this. I cannot do, because it is not my techniques. maybe it is exaggerated a little bit. You are not, how can I say? You are not in the orchestra. You are out of the orchestra. It's a philosophy. You are out of the orchestra. I'm the conductor. I do this, you play. Oh no, you are in charge of the orchestra. You must be in charge of the orchestra. Because even with a professional, high professional orchestras, something can happen. Something can happen. And then second, when you play even a march, yeah, to give the energy of the march, not something very light like this, and think that, oh, it's a march, orchestra musicians know to play march. No, you are putting them together. As Berlioz said, the conductor, the one who is putting together 100 of aesthetic knowledge. You put it together, you do it to one. This is your job. Not only to do this. It is just the way to make them play 120 or 90 or 80 or how many they are, even 6 musicians, to do it together. But the conductor's role is put them together, put all these different artistic knowledges, aesthetics, unknowledges, anyway it is, together. Because normally, nobody in the orchestra knows the score as you conductor must know the score. You are the you are the one who gives life to the composition. But if you just do this, which life will you give to the composition? Even a simple thing that you conducted. You see, imagine if you will conduct something very difficult. I even don't want to tell you names of very difficult things. Yeah, if you are not putting together, you don't give energy to do that. You don't give wish to the orchestra, each orchestra musician. How can they play together? It's impossible. You see? Because this is even when I was very young, I conducted kids orchestra. I learned that you must be in charge of each musician. Well, with professionals it's different, but you are in charge of the total global music. You cannot let them do as they feel, as they want. Feeling is something, knowing is another thing. You see? And this must be very clear in your head.
Okay.
It's very insightful, and thank you, Nvart, and thank you everybody.
I'm sorry.
For your comments. Well, you don't have to apologize for your insights and experience. I mean,
you know, I'm teaching conducting, and I see this every day, and this is my speech every day, every day's speech, and then you can speak about interpretation, you can speak about your idea, you can speak about composer's philosophy, composer's choices, etc. But first, you are in charge of the orchestra who is making music. So it means that you are in charge of the music. And try to, it's very difficult to do, I know that, to give the beat. I will not say strike. Strike is this. Yeah? But the music doesn't need that. To beat and feel the music intervals. You know, I don't know how you say in English. Intervals, and between them there is something something, to add something, even when you conduct a march. Yeah. So the last thing I want to say to you, because of this, many places orchestra played dynamics by himself. It's impossible. So there was dynamics. They didn't play dynamics together. It was, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It is forte. You do that. They don't do that. It doesn't mean that you must be a dictator, but you make music. They will love it to make music. Okay.
Thank you so
Nvart.
much. Thank you.
And thank you, everybody. I would just like to point out one of the goals of progressive musicians, well, the mission of progressive musicians, is to help musicians of all ages and levels achieve their goals and advance artistically. And I think this is one of the more in-depth examples of that, where every auditionee has a chance to get the expert advice from the professionals and their experience from around the world. And we had such an in-depth conversation about this, and there's so many different avenues that one can take. And we do appreciate what you brought to us here today, Denise, and looking forward to much more. Did you have any questions you would like to ask or anything you'd like to say?
I'm extremely grateful, and I'm just happy that I was able to show my video. I feel like I'm still like at the very beginning, and any words that you're telling me, I'm taking them very seriously. Talking about energy and talking about being in charge and energizes, the musicians is very important. I do understand that there's, it's a community orchestra only. There's only 4 rehearsals to make this happen. And there's a time constraint, but still that shouldn't be like a, get out of jail card for a conductor. You have to be able to, be thinking of philosophy of conducting and growing with that.
I wish you good luck.
Thank
I
you.
wish you good luck. You are lucky you have an orchestra, which is not the case everybody.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much.
The last thing that I always heard it from all my teachers, that one can become full conductor in the real sense of conducting after 50 years old. Means that during 30 years you conduct and you study scores and you think about, this is also human psychology. You know that because you are conducting the orchestra. Group psychology, everything is together. During the moment then you do this, okay? If you have any question, you can contact me.
Yeah, we can put you in touch. Yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
What a nice
You're welcome.
offer.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wonderful.
Need a lot of guidance.
For any question about techniques, about the orchestra, about rehearsals, about pieces, anything.
Thank you. That's extremely generous. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Same here.
Oh, thank you.
You got 2 maestros here with
so
much experience.
I need a lot of
and
help.
then you have a pianist who's played under millions of maestros here.
I'm not a conductor, so I can't.
But you've played under millions.
I defer to the experts. I'm sorry.
But the way like, for example, my mom is not a musician, but my dad is a musician. I always go to my mom to ask her for her experience of what she heard. And she can tell you in a different way what she experienced. As when I ask my dad, he tells me, oh yeah, that could have been more forte, more piano, but my mom tells me it feels this way. And I think that is very, very, very valid.
Helpful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Well, Denise,
So good
thank
luck.
you for being here today.
Thank you.
We have to let you go because we have to move on.
Okay.
But we wish you the best and hope to hear more from you, in the future.
Thank you. If you can put me in contact with the masters, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Send us a message. I'll
Yes.
make that happen.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Wonderful. Well, we're at the end of the auditions here. I'd like to bring Nvart back on for a minute here. Nvart, I mean, it is just some wonderful insights that you shared, and I know that you're a conducting teacher, and I'd just like to know what's happening next with your life.
Yeah,
What's exciting here?
Oh, it's very exciting. Well, I'm teaching conducting. I'm teaching contemporary music performing art, which is something special because I'm specialized in the performing art of contemporary music. And I'm preparing now a conference about phenomenology of the music.
Nice.
Which is a huge thing. So I'm a little bit like this. And next, I'm preparing a conference for the International Conductors Guild conference in London.
When will that be?
Where I will speak about promotion of the music since 1945, from 1945 up to date.
And you said London?
In London, yeah.
When will that be?
In January, from January 2 to 5.
Okay. Oh, that's coming up. All right.
Yeah, it's and the other conference on phenomenology is in the Yerevan State Conservatory on Tuesday.
Oh, this Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah.
So some great excuses to come and travel and get educations.
It's very huge subject, and it's for composers, student composers, conductors, and musicologists.
Wonderful.
And very huge conference, a very hard subject, because I will speak about phenomenology in general, from Descartes and then Husserl and then Seribidache, phenomenology in the music, and all my work since 50 years on music phenomenology and how I interpret the music, contemporary music, and all very, very avant-gardist scores, and how I did it on that scores, which is huge work. And
that's wonderful, Nvart. Now,
this
are
is
these
not a joke.
Are these sessions going to be videotaped?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I'd love to see them, and maybe we can even show some of them,
Yeah,
or
on
some
Tuesday
clips
we will have
on our
a
programs after. Because I mean, I think this would just be a wonderful window into just what's happening, new, contemporary, and just to get the best
Even
of your
for
insights.
Yeah, this is even for classical music.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Nvart, thank you for being here and for sharing that with us today and all of your wonderful words.
Thank you.
We're going to move on here as we're wrapping up. I'd just like to mention we have other shows that we're showing throughout the season, and I mentioned the Beethoven and the musicians around the globe, but one thing I'd like to point out, we have Jack Price is Right, and yes, it's the Jack Price that is with us right now, and he has his own show where he talks about a plethora of life things in the music industry and all of his experiences, and we have a trailer. Let's show that quickly.
It's essential.
That's such a fun trailer. I just
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
a
I
good
feel
show.
like I'm like walking into the music world and into like some sort of like wrestling federation. Dun, 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 yeah, Jack Price is right. Yeah, yeah. It's
Except it
such a
says
wonderful
July
show,
19th.
and yeah. Well, it started July 19th. That's a point
That's
in
true.
history.
It did
Yes.
start.
Yeah,
It did
and it's
start
been
then.
going strong, and it's just a wonderful show, and I really enjoy it. Every Friday at noon is a new show with you and Jennifer Savage. We've talked about the show a few times this weekend already, and I would just like to ask you a little bit more about Price Attractions and how that works, if you don't mind saying a few things.
No, not at all. It's a different model. The idea is to aggressively sort of attack the industry and let the industry know that an artist exists. This is the main problem. There are too many. There's a plethora of artists. Millions and millions upon millions of artists and genres of artists. And if you mix it all together, it's really hard to even know where to start. And the way you start it is by branding the name. And that's kind of like the end thing too. That's the end game. They don't care how you play, what you look like, um, what you're playing, but they do care if they know your name. If they know your name, it's a false sense of security, I have to say, on the buyer's parts, because they think if they know your name, it means ticket sales. It does not. I've always felt, as I do on many topics, I go the other direction. I do not go with the normal interpretation, shall we say, or the crowd. They think by having the biggest name to start their season, whether it's recital, festival, chamber music series, or orchestra series, they think by having a big name either in the middle, end, or beginning of the season, it's going to sell the season. This is a huge misnomer, or whatever you want to call it, fallacy, untruth. If you promote an unknown person to the hilt locally, they're going to go leave town and get on that plane a hero. And then, especially if the concert goes well, then the music director or the buyer will want to have them back. Why? Not because they were so brilliant, but because the public, they came to hear them. And I think the public is not that interested in who is playing on Saturday night the Dvorak cello concerto, but that it is being played by someone, and they assume that it's good. So if you bring in a brilliant artist that's unknown, all you have to do is promote them to the hilt, and you've got a success deluxe. That's what we're all about. We do have big names on our roster, but that's not the core of the business. The core of the business is the development artist.
So
some people go ahead.
So when people come to you and say, I wanna be a Price artist, what is it you tell them that you can do?
Oh, well, there are a lot of things you can do, but I tell them that they should have an interest in what we do and think if it could help them. Can it help you? And are you interested in it? What it can do is this. It broadcasts your name to the industry at large worldwide through the phone, through Sizzle, during the phone call, through PDFs and EPKs and website presence, social media, et cetera, et cetera. But the person has to have something to sell. We can't just sell some Juilliard grad who just got their diploma at Paul Hall and say, hey, it's really a great pianist or a great trombone player or something. I don't think that's going to work. They have to have had a track record of some kind, a measure of success, shall we say.
So they present a performance resume with videos and support documents to you, and then you help market them.
Yeah, I mean the video is the most important. Video's king. That's it.
Video is king.
The conductors used to say in the very beginning of the video age, I want to see them play. Well, you want to hear them play, but
yeah, right, yeah,
but the fact is, they want to. Here's what they really want to know: if you're the one playing the notes, they're not really interested in your interpretation as such, but are you the one that they're hearing? you know.
Mm-hmm.
I know this guy, I'll tell you fast. Yeah, it's a key. I know a guy that spliced a bunch of Horowitz and Rubinstein recordings together and applied for a job, and he got the job.
Oh,
and then when they found out he couldn't play in public, they fired him, of course. You know, and the word got out that he edited a bunch of, how that happened, I do not know, but it's a true story. Of course, I will not reveal my sources.
That's okay. We don't need to do that here on the air.
But the fact is, if you do have a name, that doesn't mean you're not good. It doesn't mean you're good. It just means they know your name. And that's what I'm trying to stress at Price Attractions, is that it's the name brand that matters. It doesn't matter whether anyone believes in them. It doesn't matter if, I know they're going to disagree with this, but the fact is, I believe in a lot of things, but the fact is, it's not going to help them for me to believe in them. It's going to help them for me to work for them.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's a wonderful way of explaining it. I mean, it's I mean,
your actions.
The reality of it is that, I mean, you could be the best performer of something or the best player of, like, say, the Rock 2 in the world, and if nobody knows you, you need help getting yourself out there. And
well, it's like the guy said, so you're a composer, and the composer says, yes, I'm a composer. Then the questioner said, do you make any money composing? And the composer says, no. And he said, well, then you're not a composer. It's the guy crying in the forest. Is he really crying if no one hears him? I contend that he isn't crying or screaming.
Yeah, I swore I heard that tree fall.
Yeah.
Nobody heard it.
I heard it.
Did it really fall?
I swear I heard that. No, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, here's one hand clapping.
For the studio audience, if there is one, the person that James and I are imitating is quite a colorful character that no longer is with us, but he had the most incredible statements. I won't name him, but he just had an incredible way of putting it. And these people that do put these things together, these little anecdotal things like we've discussed on the show, there's some truth to them. It's not just a bunch of anecdotes. Yeah. It's not just a bunch of statements strewn together. There's actually some method to the madness,
Mm-hmm.
And we should listen. You know what I mean?
We get a lot of that insight on your show on Jack Price is Right. And the first episode was titled Truth. And that is one of my favorites still. The rest of them are amazing, but I love that episode. And people should go to our YouTubes and check out Jack Price is Right, Truth. Yes, ding. That's it.
Well,
and I think that's a signal for our time being up here.
Yes.
But no, this has been great. Okay.
I still need
That's
a gong.
the real sign that our time is up.
Listen,
okay.
I still need a gong.
Yep. Okay. So first, I would like to thank our partners one last time. We have many partners, and like we were saying before, I mean, people need help. We have partners and supporters. Can we have them up here? Yeah, there they are. And we wouldn't be able to do what we do without help from everybody. Artists need help. Companies need help. We help each other. We give our honest representations of ourselves. And, sometimes we give money and sometimes we give resources. And sometimes we just pay it in moral support too, because artists need that too. Don't forget. But we have so many people and so many companies here. Thank you very much. We are streaming live on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Vimeo. You can always leave a comment or a question in the chat, and one of our tech wizards puts it up on the screen. We can answer it if we have time. We love to do that. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'd like to bring the judges back just for 1 second, if we could, and just thank you all for your wonderful insights and comments and contributions to not just our auditions here, but I think today especially we had much contribution to artist development. And where sometimes the comments aren't always the easiest to hear or even say, where they're necessary. The goal, I think we can all agree on, is to pass along the best of our expertise and wisdom to help make somebody move along their path and improve better. And I feel like today was a really, really wonderful example of that, and couldn't have asked for a better discussion here. So thank you both. And any last words of wisdom in the minute that we have left? We had a lot of wisdom from Nvart and Giacomo. Do you want to say one more thing? You don't have to.
No, I was thinking that the issue that Jack brought up is very deep and very interesting.
Thank you.
About the conducting and phrasing and not conducting metronome, but I think it would take a while to nail that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just if I can give my opinion quickly here, I think anything worth doing well takes time. There's no easy fix. There's no link you can click to practice. It just can't happen like that. And we're so accustomed to instant. But art and music and anything handcrafted just is not instant.
I have a question. What is that? Cling? What is that?
That is our wonderful sound engineer. It's probably Jennifer or Ante backstage.
Enough?
Yep. So
can we hear the gong again? We need that.
Yeah, let's get one last gong here.
Yeah, see when you need it.
There we go. Okay. All right. With that, we are out of time. Hey, everybody, thank you again for joining us. Yeah. Thank you for joining us this weekend. We are here again tomorrow, I believe, at 10 a.m. and for more 11 a.m. for more auditions. Thank you, everybody. I'm James Welch here for Progressive Musicians and Virtual Concert Halls. Good night, everybody.